Have you ever looked at a couple and thought, they seem so happy, only to hear months later that they're getting divorced? The truth is, most marriages don't fall apart overnight. They slowly crack under the weight of silence, resentment, unmet needs, and emotional distance. The warning signs are often there long before anyone says the words, "I want a divorce, today." We're following the story of Michael and Sarah, a fictional couple, whose journey reflects struggles that many real families experience. Their story highlights 7 common signs that a marriage may be in serious trouble. If any of these feel familiar, remember that recognizing the problem is the first step toward change. It was a rainy Tuesday evening when Michael walked through the front door after another exhausting day at work. Sarah was sitting on the couch scrolling through her phone. She didn't look up. Michael quietly placed his keys on the table, hoping she would ask how his day had been. She didn't. He walked into the kitchen, reheated leftovers, and ate alone. There wasn't a fight. There wasn't even a conversation. Just silence. Months earlier, they would have laughed together while making dinner. Now they lived like polite roommates sharing the same house. This brings us to the first sign. Sign number 1. Communication has disappeared. Healthy couples don't avoid difficult conversations forever. They talk, disagree, apologize, and reconnect. But Michael and Sarah had stopped talking about anything meaningful. Whenever one tried to bring up a problem, the other would simply say, "I'm tired," or "let's not do this tonight." One night Sarah whispered to herself, "I don't even know what he's thinking anymore." The saddest part wasn't the arguments was the complete absence of conversation. Silence slowly became the language of their marriage. Weeks passed, birthdays came and went with simple text messages. Instead of heartfelt moments, the emotional distance kept growing. Then another sign quietly appeared. Sign number 2. Small problems turn into big arguments. On Saturday morning, Michael accidentally left a coffee mug in the sink. Sarah exploded. "You never think about anyone except yourself." Michael fired back, "It's just a mug." But deep down, neither of them was really arguing about dirty dishes. The mug represented months of feeling ignored. The argument represented years of unmet expectations. When emotional needs remain unspoken, even tiny inconveniences become emotional explosions. Every conversation started ending the same way. One person walked away. The other cried alone. Neither felt heard. Neither felt understood. Eventually, they stopped trying, which led to an even more painful warning sign. Sign number 3. Emotional connection begins to fade. Michael still came home every evening. Sarah still made coffee every morning. From the outside, everything looked normal. Inside, everything had changed. Sarah received exciting news about a promotion. Instead of calling Michael first, she called her best friend. Michael struggled with stress at work. Instead of opening up to Sarah, he stayed late at the office, talking with co-workers who seemed to understand him better without realizing it. They had become strangers, not because they stopped loving each other overnight, but because they stopped sharing their inner worlds. Love doesn't disappear in one dramatic moment. Sometimes it fades quietly, one ignored conversation at a time. One evening, Sarah looked across the dinner table and realized something heartbreaking. She couldn't remember the last time they had laughed together. That realization frightened her more than any argument ever had. She finally asked herself a question she had been avoiding for months. Are we still a married couple? Or are we simply two people living in the same house? She didn't know the answer, and neither did Michael, but the next few weeks would reveal for more warning signs that neither of them could ignore.